everybody! It's Game and Movie Podcast, back from the dead with another actual core episode here. Rocky, a movie that came out in 1976, and the Punch-Out series, which had a couple of different iterations. There was one on the NES, one on the Super NES, and one on the Nintendo Wii. I am your moderator, Anthony Schwader, and I have a couple of guests with me. To my left is a first-timer, one of our good friends, Tabman. How are you doing, buddy?
Feels like the first time.
Foreigner. What have you been doing this week? What have you been playing? Tell us about your life.
Well, I did play some Punch-Out earlier this evening to catch myself up. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of GameCube, because that's what's set up in my garage right now. And
yeah, you were telling me about that.
Sneak away.
What games?
Resident Evil 4.
So good. I love that fucking game.
Barely scratched the surface of, but I've been playing that a little
so
bit.
Atmospheric.
I can fit it in. Yeah, great garage. It's perfect, actually.
Yeah, it is. Damn. Out kind of, you know, away from civilization, like where you live.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I picked up a copy of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Sure.
And
That was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Like, well,
and just basically getting the feel for it right now. But.
Until you get like the dark suit that lets you survive in the dark realm for longer than a second.
Yeah, like the Phazon, I think it's called.
Yeah, that game is very scary at first.
Mm-hmm.
It gets more like the first one as you go.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's pretty daunting, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never actually beaten it, but yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah, I do love the Prime series. And Metroid Prime 4 is coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not soon, but it was announced at the last E3 from Nintendo, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Just don't know who's developing it.
I hope it's retro, is it not?
It is not retro, but the original designer from Super Metroid is back on the team and is going to lead whatever team it is.
Oh.
So that's, I don't know, some quality assured, I guess.
I don't want to see another Other M, but
I thought Other M was a good game at its core, but the storyline really ruined it.
Yeah, the game was fine.
Yeah.
The way they portrayed Samus was not.
Right. I agree.
And that was really kind of, I felt like a betrayal to Metroid fans.
Fuck yeah. Team Ninja was a... Man, what the fuck were they doing?
Like, who have been with this series from the jump. And now you want to tell me that Samus is like this fucking like upset lady. I just no, I don't buy it. This is not who she is. It's stupid. They completely de-empowered and empowered female heroine that they had, even though, you know, obviously with putting her in a swimsuit and stuff early on, whatever, sure, that was stupid.
Yeah, you can argue that, sure.
But I always felt like, even with that numbskullery aside, that teenage boy thing aside, that was the closest thing we had to an actual female heroine in video games. And to take that away felt bad to me.
Yeah, it was pretty demoralizing seeing the story progression for sure. But, yeah, you've heard him right here. To the left of Tabman here is Paul Adair, or Magoo as we like to call you. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. Didn't mean to talk over Tabman if you had more to talk
about. It's all good.
Dude, Metroid is an interesting thing, and everyone has an opinion on it, so...
Sure. Yeah.
Who can blame you?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a passion of mine for a long time, but...
Hell yeah, mine too.
So lately I've been playing Mega Maker, and...
Ooh, yeah. Talk about that.
That is the fan-made answer to Mario Maker for Mega Man levels.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's ridiculous, and how awesome this is. Also, it has been, as the date this airs, it'll probably be at least 2.5 weeks since this came out.
Which is very surprising that Capcom did not close this down yet, right?
They have not said peep, and it's crazy that they haven't.
Interesting.
I think, honestly, they should just buy it and improve it if they really know what's good for them.
That's a good idea.
Because the fan developers of this have nailed the actual Mega Man mechanics. You don't know that you're not playing an actual NES Mega Man level.
Damn.
It is that close.
So the control is that spot
tight.
On. Yeah.
And the editor is great. It's real fun.
So have you made your own levels yet?
I haven't really yet. My roommate, Dennis, has been trying to create levels that would stymie me, but I keep telling him like whatever you put up, I'm gonna knock down.
Right. Well, you are damn good at Mega Man, that's for sure. Better than I am.
But I've seen some really cool levels with that so far. and it's super fun to play. And I need to get with that on stream just because it's so fun.
Oh, yeah, there's a question. Has anyone in the Twitch community been streaming this?
Oh, yeah. A lot of the people I follow, like Toad and Mitch Flower Power, like people like that have been like Mega Maker streaming the whole time, and it's so fun. It's the same way, you know, with Mario Maker was so fun to watch stream because like you experience someone's first moment with a level, and where they're going, okay, well, can't do that. All right, well, we'll do this next, and that's a really fun process to go through.
Yeah, a little puzzle
watching
solving.
someone, you know.
Sure. Mario Maker was a big hit, like, in the beginning as well. I know it's trailed off a little bit, but even during stream, you know, people can drop their level codes for the streamer to try out. And that's a method of interaction, I think, that a lot of streaming in general does not have, which I think is awesome.
I agree. They actually there's a plugin for Mega Maker where you can have it so your chat can vote on a level, and it'll put you in that level, and
without even having to do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cool script.
Automated.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's really cool to me. I think that's kind of like where streaming stuff should really go. Because, you know, the normal streaming stuff I do where it's like, you know, you watch me do RTAs or whatever, you know, you see, well, this guy's playing that same game again. He just keeps playing that game.
Resetting it over and over again.
That guy sure is kind of good at that game. But it's kind of better to have just the open experience part of it where, you know, you as the audience are in the same mindset as the streamer because you're seeing this for the first time as well.
Right, yeah.
And I like that kind of immersion, and I'm excited to start doing that pretty soon.
What's the stage boss design like? How does that work?
They have, like, I think, like 16 or 18 of the actual bosses from Mega Man 1 through 6.
Oh, okay.
And so you can put those in your stage, or you can have it just be like, there's this like win condition thing where it's like a little party thing, like a piñata. You shoot it, and then like that ends the stage.
Okay.
Or they also have like the little like cross sign too, and that can end the stage as well. So yeah,
right on. It sounds like you've been pretty busy playing that. Anything else going on in your life?
You know.
What's so fucking funny?
I don't know if we want to talk about it here, but
what? Tell me, what the fuck? Don't just keep laughing.
Did you want me to talk about my vasectomy or not?
What?
The people want to know about your vasectomy.
Vasectomy! You are a hero.
By the time this is out, it will have already happened.
Yes.
Probably, yep. Yeah, I'm not going to have children. That's cool.
Yeah, right on, man. That's pretty huge news for you.
I suppose.
You know, like blocking the reproductive system of your own body. Yeah. Damn, dude. That's huge human news for Magoo.
I've wanted to do this since I was 13 years old, so like it's finally happening because I have insurance now. And
hell yeah. Congratulations, man. I hope it works out fucking flawlessly, I guess.
I hope so, too.
I hope you have tons of sex.
I've been playing a lot of mobile games again. I've been kind of straying away from console stuff. A lot of Ingress on the phone and a lot of Pokemon Go. Both are augmented reality games. I'm sure you've heard of Pokemon Go before. So Niantic is actually the publisher, developer who put out both of these games. And they had a fest in Chicago recently where they fucked up pretty royally. They sold tickets to this outdoor fest where people were supposed to catch rare Pokemon, legendary Pokemon. And nobody could get connection. And people were booing them. So this was a huge mess up for Niantic. And they ended up like giving the players that, like, they refunded everybody that took their time and spent money. They gave them on top of that like $100 worth of in-game Poke coins. And another thing they did, they upped the bonuses for everyone who plays. Like they double the Stardust, double the candy, everything. It's kind of crazy. So I've been kind of geeking out on that because I did not go and I'm still reaping the rewards of their fuck up, which is nice.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Other than that, yeah, I haven't not been playing much. I've been busy with work and just put out the Indie Games episode of Weak Points. I think it was Weak Points number 5 with Mark, and we talk about the indie games that we love. So I put a lot of editing time into that. But other than that, I think it's time to start the episode, don't you boys?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we come back, we'll be talking about the production and the actors of Rocky. But we actually did record this episode before, back when we had the blue snowball mic. The sound production didn't pan out. It was one of the reasons why we upgraded here. Got new mics and a mixing board and all that bullshit. But one of the coolest things is the first time Tabman stopped by Arby's and picked up some sandwiches.
Yeah, we needed some roast beef, I guess.
And this time he brought some too.
Yeah.
Fucking thank you, dude.
Yeah, no problem. You love it.
I do love it. It's one of my favorite fast food restaurants.
I asked him if he had brought some again, assuming that he hadn't. And I was wrong.
Just did it for continuity's sake.
So we're here to talk about Rocky, a film that came out in 1976, produced by Chartoff Winkler Productions and United Artists, which is an MGM company. They also distributed the film. The director was John G. Avildsen, who is also known for The Karate Kid 2 and 3, and Rocky 5. Who wrote this? The man himself, Sylvester Stallone. That's kind of crazy.
No, this was his movie. He put himself into this movie just so he could get it created. He wrote this script, and he was a scriptwriter, not an actor, really.
Right.
And he wanted so badly to get this made, and he ended up starring in it.
So, and this is near the beginning of his career.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's really just coming out of left field, a struggling scriptwriter, and actually gets the fucker greenlit. That's pretty awesome. The release dates in the USA, well, I'm only going to be covering the USA. The release dates here, November 21st, 1976 was the New York City premiere. Then on December 1st, it was the LA premiere, and December 3rd, it went nationwide. We have a mono sound mix. The runtime is 2 hours even, and 2 hours 25 minutes for the director's cut. It was filmed in color, Technicolor in fact, which I thought was weird, and it's on 35 millimeter format. Its budget, $960,000 estimated, and the gross that it made was $117,235,000. So that is fucking crazy. What a profit margin that is.
That's a pretty good ROI there. Yeah.
It prints money. So this is rated PG, got an 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and it was rated 93% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, an 8.4 out of 10 average rating. So there we have that. Taglines. It had quite a few. Pick out a couple here. A true hero goes all the way.
Okay.
His whole life was 1,000,000 to 1 shot. This is kind of like him with his script,
That's
right?
classic. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is long. A Philadelphia fighter who never made the big time, ... He showed he could take on a challenge, ... And won something bigger than a championship bout. Aw. ...
And took care of a bunch of animals.
Yeah. Meet the Italian Stallion, a small-time guy with big-time guts who yearns to be a hero. Just once.
Does he, though? I mean, I'm just saying.
And the last one is, he's a has-been battler with one dream left and one last chance. I like that one the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better tagline than the others, but yeah.
And it turns out it wasn't his last chance.
No.
Not by far.
Of course not. It's his last chance at, like, boxing, probably, but
Yeah.
he had a world of opportunity open to him if he would have done anything else other than, like, boxing or leg breaking.
Yeah, he had a
Like,
questionable job. I mean,
Yeah.
his boss is a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he has, $50 for that date. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go into Sylvester Stallone himself. His debut appearance was in Death Race 2000 in 1975.
Fuck yeah.
I have not seen that.
Roger
you
Corman.
have, right?
It's a Roger Corman movie. It stars David Carradine. It's about a death race across the country. And it's really stupid. Like, it's like, it's a dystopian future. And then people are distracted by this weird death race. And they can kind of like go whatever route they want across the country. They have to get to this certain spot by the end. The rules are very unclear. But the important thing is they hit a lot of pedestrians with their cars. And that gets them points somehow.
Wow, Carmageddon, hello.
Yeah, like Carmageddon is basically based on that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't understand any of the scoring with this death race makes no sense, but it's a great movie and you should watch it.
I should.
And Roger Corman's great.
Obviously, other than that, he was in all the Rockies and Rambo. Fucking
yeah.
Rambo, of course, which is another huge hit.
Fast Blood.
Yeah. Part 2, yeah. In Tango and Cash, Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, a lot of the early 90s movies, he was like, that was kind of his second resurgence, I think.
Did you forget about Over the Top?
No, Over the Top is right here, yes.
The arm wrestling movie? Yeah, that was...
How could I have? I skipped right over it. I thought I'd get away with it, but hell no.
No, sir.
And he was in all 3 of the Expendables movies.
That's right. Yeah.
Along with Creed, but... Actually, Tabman, in 2006, he did a little something called Rocky Balboa as well, which he just watched.
Sure, I watched that after I watched the original today.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
What do you think, buddy?
It was enjoyable to watch them back to back because there are so many nods back to the original.
Okay.
In the 2006 sequel. Just a lot of surprises. Like the young girl that he tells to stop smoking and, she tells him to screw off Creepo.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is the main female lead in this sequel because...
Crazy.
Adrian died from ovarian cancer, which he refers to as woman cancer in the film.
It's such a bummer.
It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
And it starts off... I mean, the movie starts off with him at her grave, and then...
Jesus
And then
Christ.
Paulie shows up. And like, I'm supposed to believe Paulie outlived Adrian? And he's like, are you kidding me? But yeah, Burt Young makes a return.
Wow.
His classic character. Spider Rico has a huge role. I mean, not huge, but he shows up several times throughout the film. Rocky starts his own Italian restaurant after he retires from boxing, and Spider Rico is basically just eating for free at the restaurant all the time. He's like, yeah, that's Spider Rico over there. He could really pack a punch back in the day. Like, what are you talking about?
Down dinners.
Like, you beat him in the movie and he didn't have any other lines. He didn't show up in the movie any other time. Like, why is he in this?
Those are cool nods, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, the acting was all really bad. Yeah.
Not a very good review from Tabman there.
I could keep going, but we'll save it for another episode, I guess. Do, I don't know, Evander Holyfield's boxing, heavyweight boxing.
Sure. That and Rocky Balboa.
And Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
You know, we have not paid much attention to the Sega properties here on the Game and Movie, and that should change. But I'm not sure if I want to do that.
No.
No, not that particular one.
Right.
Yeah.
So we also have Talia Shire, who played Adrian, of course. And she didn't have much of a career. The movie that she stood out in was The Godfather Part 3. She played Connie Corleone Rizzi in that movie. But also we have Carl Weathers, and
Jesus, yeah.
He's got a hell of a fucking resume here. He was in Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. He was Predator.
Yeah.
Action Jackson. Street Justice, which was a TV series. Wow, Street Justice. That is about as generic as you can get for the name of a TV series.
Although, as a reality show, I would watch Carl Weathers' Street Justice, I think.
Hell yeah.
Somebody being shitty on the street and then Carl Weathers beats them up. Yes, please.
Maybe you got a stew going. But yeah, he was in Happy Gilmore and something I just referenced, Arrested Development.
Forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
He's great in that.
Pretty classic.
Like, I don't know whose idea that character is, but, like, he owned it.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it was Horowitz or somebody else, or just Carl Weathers being like, how about my character's this guy that's just, you know, all about getting the best deal. And
so thrifty.
Yeah.
God damn it. And then a video game tie-in in 2015. He played Jax in Mortal Kombat X.
Really?
The voice,
Whoa.
yeah, the video on the video game. So,
That's cool.
yeah, and
Jax was probably modeled after him, really, if you think about it.
oh yeah,
You know, just like the big muscular black guy, like
Yeah.
action hero kind of guy that Jax was. Yeah, I mean, like that is Carl Weathers.
no, I'm just imagining Jax in Arrested Development
Yeah.
talking about having stews going.
I'm imagining Jax in Predator
I'm imagining
with those arms.
I'm imagining Rocky in Mortal Kombat.
Nice. Let's talk about Burgess Meredith.
Okay,
Burgess Meredith was in 2 Twilight Zone episodes. They are 2 of the greatest Twilight Zone episodes. There's Time Enough at Last, the one where
I
he
know that one.
is a guy who loves reading books and everybody shits on him for it.
Yeah.
And the whole world just sucks because he loves reading books and they don't. And
There's no.
he goes to the bank vault to read and comes out and nuclear Armageddon has happened. Everyone else is dead and he's alone. And he finds a library.
The books are fine.
Yeah, the books are all fine. And then he breaks his glasses.
oh
And-
yeah, oh no, oh no.
I find
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It has that exact Twilight Zone, just no, it's not fair kind
As
of
the
thing.
camera
Yeah,
pans out.
yeah. It's every great Twilight Zone ending was just no.
Actually, I think you were the one who showed me that episode. That's a great episode.
Yeah. He's also in The Obsolete Man, where there's a dystopian society that declares him obsolete because, again, he likes to read books. And
Oh, Burgess,
yeah.
you bookworm.
And he tricks the guy into, like, making himself obsolete. It's stupid. Anyway, I love Burgess Meredith as an actor. I think he's great in this movie. I think his character is really good, actually. You know, like, Mickey hates Rocky at first, and he tries to glom onto him later, and Rocky kind of turns him away, and that's cool, and I like that. But then Rocky just caves immediately and goes and hugs him or whatever. But still, I like the character a lot, where he told Rocky what he actually thought of him because he, you know, shot straight.
I love his voice. He takes no shit.
Yeah.
And you're right. He shoots straight. It's direct.
Yeah.
Really what it needed. Shit. Do you think that Sylvester Stallone picked him out personally?
Wow.
I didn't take any looks at the casting.
That's a good
Director
question.
or
I mean,
anything?
yeah. He could have, I suppose.
'Cause you know how like some roles are like they're pretty much written for a certain person. You know?
Yeah. You can definitely write a role with somebody in mind.
Yeah.
I think that could easily be one.
Just have him in mind. Of course he's gonna fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
It's written for you.
Yeah. Come in and be an old bulldog boxing coach.
Ooh,
Like,
bulldog. That's a good adjective for him.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we're back here. We're going to describe the plot of Rocky.
I gotta say, I watched this today. I don't know what was going on. It was especially a soft touch. Everything was making me cry. No idea why. Like, parts that aren't even remotely sad. Like, I think it has to do with the music sometimes. Like, just depending on my mood. But, yeah.
It's a heartfelt movie, man. I get that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like, tearing up while he's beating up meat. Like, why? What's wrong with me? Fuck.
Look at him tricking those eggs.
Yeah.
5 eggs. I counted it.
So it starts out in Philadelphia, of course, Pennsylvania. That's where Rocky has his fighting career. And, of course, he is lowest ranks, pretty much. And he has a fight with Spider Rico, a rival in the lowest bracket of fighting.
He's a bum.
You could tell it's like the lowest kind of rung of anything. There's 10 people standing around doing it.
Mhm.
And he makes $40.55 for beating him. Spider gets $17 or something like that.
It's just so
And
stupid.
These guys beat the hell out of each other.
Ugh.
He headbutts him, whatever. This is clearly shown to us as like a low point.
Yeah, like right off the bat. And even in 1975, that's terrible money.
Also, when he says, when am I going to fight again? Like 2 weeks. Well, sure. So I'm going to have $40 for 2 weeks. That's not going to work.
Trying to impress this girl at a pet store right now.
Yeah.
Plus, I got 2 turtles to feed.
Yeah.
And a fish.
Mostly because I'm trying to impress the girl at the pet store. But that's my problem. Your problem is not paying me enough.
But Spider has like an unconventional move during the fight itself and headbutts Rocky in the face, which is dirty.
And he just wails on him until they ring the bell.
Yeah, Rocky does not respond very well to that. That's great.
Engage beast mode.
Yeah, he just lets him have it.
This is also the last thing they filmed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
That's the first scene of the movie, was that fight.
Oh, dang.
Which is crazy.
So he walks home after the fight, greets his turtles, which we were talking about. Cuff and Link are the names.
And his fish.
Cuff and Link. I actually couldn't pick that up without actually looking at online sources. I heard him say the names. I just didn't know what they were.
Yeah. Did he name them that?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe.
His fish's name is Moby Dick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that Stallone wrote this guy as like being a real simpleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have much going on in the brain area at all.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't use it. He doesn't need it.
Nope. So the next day he visits Talia Shire, Adrian, at the pet store where she works at, and you can tell that he has some sort of crush on her.
You can also tell he's been creeping on her for quite some time. And she's just completely not into it. It's one of the things that made me uncomfortable last time I watched this movie. I was just like, can you just please leave that girl alone? I just, it just feels awful.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
And
a little creeper vibe going on.
You feel bad for him too, because he's just he's just putting himself out there and getting no response.
Oh yeah, he's getting shut down.
It's like, you just walk away.
He's making up all these jokes
that he practiced in the dang mirror earlier.
So after that, we see Rocky going down to the docks. We're introduced to his other job, which is kind of being a ruffian here. Tony Gazzo, who's a loan shark, drives by Rocky and tells him about this guy who owes him $200. And Rocky kind of chases him down.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to break his thumbs and he doesn't do it. He's soft.
Yeah, he's a soft touch. So he decides that, he says this to Tony, that if he doesn't break the guy's thumbs, then he'll be able to pay it back next week. Rather than if you break his thumbs, he's going to get laid off. And which makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Tony. Yeah. Tony Gazzo. If you want someone to work their debt off, you probably shouldn't break the things they need to use to work. For real.
The guy tries to give him his jacket. He's like, nah, I don't want your jacket.
Yeah. So ends up getting $130 from him, which is not $200.
Yeah.
Goes back to Gazzo and tells him the story. I didn't break his thumbs. Here's 130. And Gazzo chews him out. I can't have that. It makes me look soft.
Yeah, it makes me look bad out there with my reputation. It's like, this is more likely to get your money. What do you care about more, your money or your reputation? Would be my counter argument to Tony Gazzo. But I'm not in the mafia. I would be really good at it. I promise.
Absolutely.
Oh, you don't mess with Magoo, I'll tell you what. That guy will fucking fuck you up.
That guy would be super reasonable about you paying him back and whenever you can. He'll sort of understand that if he makes it so you can't work, you can't give him any money.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be fortunate to have you as a debt collector for sure. But Gazzo's buddy, actually named Buddy.
His name's Buddy?
Yeah.
The driver? The driver, yeah, Buddy.
He does not have a good rapport with Rocky at all.
No.
It's actually kind of humorous. He calls him a meatbag.
So long, meatbag.
Yeah.
And Rocky's like, should have broken your thumbs.
Yeah, Rocky, yeah.
Yeah.
So later that day, Rocky goes down to Mickey's gym, and it looks like he's been demoted to Skid Row here in lieu of a newcomer, Dipper Brown, and this is not sitting well with Rocky at all. When confronted, Rocky goes right up to Mickey, and Mickey says the same thing that the woman said to him in the first fight, calls him a bum, and he's washed up. So now we get this reoccurring theme. Yeah, this is rock bottom.
Yeah, for sure.
You're washed up, buddy.
You don't have a locker anymore.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you going to do with all your clothes?
Also, that guy just got the locker.
Yeah.
And he already has his locker full of shit and like pictures up on the wall and stuff. Like, this guy's very industrious. He's one of those kids like in high school, first day had that thing like,
oh, yep.
pimped out immediately.
All the flair is there. Yeah. This is my locker.
Yeah.
This is not just
Dipper Brown.
like, I was given this locker today and here's like my shorts and stuff.
Yeah. I never noticed this too until I watched it today. And then that guy's in the ring and he's like, hey, Rocky, I really like your locker.
Yeah.
Like, it's
crazy.
like, what a dick.
Wow.
Like,
I really like the locker. He says that. Yeah, and it's like
Fucking dick.
just to rub it in.
Mhm.
And he stops sparring with someone to say that.
Just to rub it in his face.
Because
Yeah.
this guy is really all about the locker.
Yeah.
And I think we need to examine Dipper Brown's motivation a little more. I think we can get another 15 minutes on this.
They need to bring him back in Creed 2, I think.
Rocky goes back to see Adrian at the pet store that's about to close, and he asks her if she would like to go see a basketball game, and of course she refuses. But he also warns her about ruffians on the street and suggests that she get a taxi home. Then he goes down to the Lucky 7 Tavern to meet Adrian's roommate
Brother.
and brother. Yeah, thank you. Paulie. Basically, Paulie they're watching Apollo
Paulie is
Creed.
the worst.
Fuck Paulie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was waiting to put that in, but since you did, sure. Fuck Paulie.
Yeah. I mean, Burt Young, great job, great performance. Worst character. Top 10 worst characters in history.
Sure.
Scuzzy, slummy piece of shit.
Expects everything from everybody, like mooching and scheming.
He spends the entire movie being an awful person, doesn't have an arc. His arc is just awful, 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 and it just continues. There's no up or down on it.
Yeah.
Good God, I hate that character.
But yeah, they talk about Adrian, whether or not Rocky should take her out on a date, and he leaves. They were watching Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers, on the TV. So this is the kind of the first of the foreshadowing of what's going to happen next. And on his way home, he notices some teenage kids kind of just standing on the corner, drinking and smoking cigarettes. And that girl that you had talked about earlier, her name is actually Marie in the movie.
Marie, yeah.
Yeah. And he pulls her out of the group and says, you got to do better than this. You know,
He's trying to, tell her
do
that,
a father
like,
figure thing.
Yeah, 10 years, people will only remember that she's a whore or something because she used bad words, because people won't respect her or something. It's very bizarre. You see that and you're like, okay, it's a movie, so she'll probably be like, okay, thanks, Rock. But then at the end of it, she just goes, yeah, screw you, creep. And that's actually really cool because that's what should happen when you give a completely unasked, unannounced lecture to somebody completely out of left field. That's not your daughter. That's not your niece. It's not your, she's nothing to you. And you just pulled her out of what she was doing and said, no, you can't do that. You're going to end up terrible. You know, not like me, a guy who beats up people for a living and then, breaks their fingers for another living. And so just to have her just shut that down, I really like that.
Yeah. So, and kudos to Stallone's script writing here. It tries to show him in a better light, like he's got some moral guide to him, but yet he wrote that in there where she's like, yeah, no, fuck you. You know, you're a creep.
We find out 30 years later that she never left the neighborhood. She's just been bartending at that bar.
She's been in South Philly the whole time?
The whole time. And, she has a kid. And,
oh, boy.
His name is Steps. And Rocky, takes him in. He's part of his crew now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Thumbs down on that whole movie.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Steps.
But, Rocky's, creepy with her in this movie, too. Just a half an hour after you find out that Adrian died. Oh. You hitting on her? But he's not, I guess. But he kind of is. I don't know. It's weird.
I gotta start again, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
All right.
Let's keep going.
So no more Balboa.
Yeah. The next day.
Just such a bummer. Damn it.
Should never have watched it. It would just be this lovely, Schrodinger's box or whatever. And we wouldn't know if the movie was good or bad.
If the Screw You Creepo girl was still around, what she was up to.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
Didn't want to know what happened to that character.
Yeah.
Particularly.
The next day in New York City, Apollo Creed and his trainer Tony are meeting with Juergens, which is the fight promoter, and they're discussing the possible fighters. They wind up with a hometown hero, Rocky Balboa, the Italian Stallion. Huh. And this is the first time that we are subjected to his nickname, the Italian Stallion.
He came up with while he was eating dinner.
He did say that.
What do you think he was eating?
Oh,
spaghetti?
Yeah.
Lasagna?
Probably like a
rigatoni.
I'm sure it's some kind of Italian stereotype.
Like a meatball sandwich,
yeah.
probably. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking meatball, probably. Who knows?
So, meanwhile, Rocky is dropped off at his house by Gazzo and Buddy. After his latest collection job, they talk about Adrian, and Gazzo slips him $50 for the date. You had mentioned that earlier, actually.
Yeah,
pretty
$50,
cool.
and then all Rocky ends up doing is walking around with her and going to an ice rink that's closed down. So it's like he actually makes $40 off that.
That's easier work than chasing down that guy and getting $20 in the beginning.
True.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he should ask this guy to let him go on some more dates.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going on another date.
Yeah.
Tony Gazzo kicks ass, and then he gives him $500 when he decides to start fighting, or when the fight gets announced. Yeah. He's like, "Here's $500 for training." He comes to the fight. He's super supportive.
Yeah, he's actually really out of left field, good character out of this movie.
Yeah, better than Paulie.
Yeah, way better than Paulie,
and way better than Buddy too.
Buddy is the worst.
Paulie's worse than Buddy.
Yeah,
I will say that. Buddy, at least he's just random aggression toward Rocky or whatever, random just, I hate this guy, he's shitty, you know? It's not like I'm trying to use him.
I understand Rocky can't beat the shit out of Paulie because he's his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Probably could have brought Buddy back just to get his ass kicked.
I love Paulie where it's like, you should really date my sister, she doesn't go out. What? You're gonna fuck my sister? What?
Yeah, start smashing everything with a bat.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you had any idea what dating entails, but if this went well, yeah, I was going to be fucking your sister. Sure. I just don't understand what he wanted there, other than attention. And that's what all that Paulie wants. He is a thorn in the side of Rocky throughout all of the movies. I don't know if he dies ever, because I've not watched anything past 4. But
he's in Balboa.
He's in Balboa. Good. Why?
He outlives Adrian. He's still chain-smoking cigars.
He outlives the moral center of the entire Rocky series. Okay.
There is no justice.
Yeah, no justice.
No street justice.
No justice at all. Wow. Is Trump in the movie?
God damn it. We see a couple of scenes here. Rocky and Paulie go back, and Adrian's cooking a turkey because it's Thanksgiving Day.
Which is actually a chicken, by the way.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. It is a chicken. That's
it's a pretty big chicken.
Yeah.
She has no idea that Rocky's coming over. She goes and hides. Paulie ends up talking to her through the door. She won't budge, and he fucking throws the chicken out the window, which I love that scene.
Yeah. He takes the drumstick off for himself. He whips the rest of it into the alley. He's like, "You want turkey so much? Yeah, go into the alley and get it." And he whips it out the window. That's how he's convincing his sister to go out with his friend.
Yeah.
And what?
They said in the commentary that they only had enough money for one chicken, which was the turkey. And so they had a couple of guys with a blanket outside of the window catching the chicken with a blanket, because they had to keep doing it over and over again.
Yes. Couldn't even get a real turkey for such a bizarre thing anyway. Okay, we're talking about Stallone again, who wrote this. What are you writing there? What's happening? I don't understand.
It just drives more that Paulie's a fucking dick, man.
Wouldn't it have made more sense if you wanted, Rocky to date your sister, for you guys to have Thanksgiving dinner together and then maybe go out after that? Go ice skating or whatever the fuck you want to do. It made no sense to just rile her up and throw her in a room by throwing the fucking bird out the window.
What? In the end, it ended up working. They went to the rink together.
Yeah, Paulie's a genius. No one should ever question him.
after that, they go back to Rocky's apartment, and he has to kind of coerce her into there. And it's a bunch of awkward moments, ending with a kiss.
Yeah. A passionate kiss.
Yeah.
In his very shitty apartment.
Yeah, in like the breezeway entrance thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I could say as a bit of trivia, that picture of him as a kid is actually Stallone as a kid.
Oh, nice.
The one that's on his mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it looks so much like him, is because it is actually him.
Next time that comes up, you can impress your family and friends with that.
I hope I'm not lying about that. But I'm
I
pretty
hope
sure
so,
it's
too.
true.
No, that's
The next day, Rocky heads for Mickey's gym, and Mick tells him that Jurgen's office called, asking for sparring partners. They kind of get into a little bit of a yelling match here.
And he goes, yeah, they're probably looking for sparring partners. He's like, I just said that.
That's good. Yeah. That's when Mick tells him how he really feels about him.
Yeah, he didn't approve of his job.
He again calls Rocky a bum.
Yeah, he just blows him up at that point in front of everyone in the gym. Everyone stops what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, Mickey
How could
is
you
just
not?
just throws lightning bolts down on him and torpedoes his sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Yeah, but then he goes up to Jurgen's office and gets offered the fucking Creed fight, so...
That's that's right.
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the following evening, Rocky meets with Gazzo outside Pat's Steakhouse Grill.
Pat's and Geno's, yeah, that's those places.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
That is those Philly cheesesteak places, like the two ones on that corner
The
there.
famous ones, yeah.
Yeah, Pat's Steakhouse, that's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, famous. I mean, movie famous
cool.
even. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Although, probably when we went, I probably saw some sort of placard on the wall. So.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean,
definitely.
there's Rocky paraphernalia all around Philadelphia. They're pretty proud of it. But
You gotta be proud of something, for fuck's sake.
yeah.
Yeah, you fucks.
Yeah. What's up, Matt? You
Gazzo.
Philly fuck.
Yeah.
I actually once got my 5 at the time nephew to, we were playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and we got to Mr. Sandman, and I was like, yeah, he's angry because he's from Philadelphia. He's angry because he's from Philadelphia.
That's right. Oh, my
It's
God.
very true.
So like we said before, Gazzo, after learning that he was going up for this fight, gives him $500. Wow. Shit. Wishes him the best.
Yeah.
Way to go, Gazzo. A few hours later, Mick goes to see Rocky at his apartment and begins telling him about his old days as a featherweight fighter during the 30s and, all the injuries he had. He tells Rocky he wants to become a manager for him, so he comes crawling back now.
Yeah. Tells him he needs a manager.
Yeah, and Rocky shuts him down.
Mm-hmm.
As he should, because, he's just, like, Mick has systematically shut him down over the years. And Rocky just turns that right back on him.
Yeah, it reminds him about how he just took his locker away.
Yeah.
But the scene is almost over. He runs down the street. He's like, actually, yeah. Be my manager. And I think he realizes that there is no other way. There's no other way. And even for a blockhead like Rocky came to that conclusion. Like, well, then who's going to be my manager?
I need someone in my corner.
It's not going to be Spider Rico.
It's definitely not going to be Paulie.
Yeah, for real. He realizes he needs to actually try to win, but at the same time, he lets Mickey stew in it for a second, at least. And probably should have let him stew in it for a day or more.
Right.
If I were writing that as not a movie, maybe, come back to the gym in a day or two and then say, okay, you can be my manager. Like, let this guy come to you with his hat in his hand, telling you all these tales. Let him go away disappointed. Let him be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I have more of a vengeance streak than most. But, I mean, this guy did not deserve your immediate turnaround.
Well, right. Yeah. Like you're saying, in real life, that's probably the way it would have gone down with a lot of people,
Yeah.
Especially after, a confrontation like that gets your blood boiling and your adrenaline up. But I guess for movie's sake and for a good story and everything has to go together quickly and smoothly, yeah, it was written like that. But I think you're right. Something like that would probably be a next day or 2 days or maybe even a week later type of thing where like, okay, yes, I have no one else.
This guy's been a huge loner for so long.
Yeah. He's just been so shitty to me. You can't just erase that in like 20 minutes of talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That to me doesn't seem very realistic. But
let's move along. Early the next morning, Rocky gets up at 4 a.m. and prepares for the morning run. This is the start of his training sequence. He drinks how many raw eggs?
5.
5. And starts his run. And he tries to get up the Philadelphia Art Museum stairs, but can't because he's out of shape and out of breath.
He gets there.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not very seamless.
Easy.
Yeah.
He's got to walk. A little bit.
Later, Rocky goes to see Paulie at the meat factory where they talk about Adrian. Paulie talking dirty about Adrian sets Rocky to the point where he admits the truth about why he can't talk to Gazzo about giving Paulie a job. That's something we didn't touch on, but Paulie does want the job that Rocky does here as being like a kind of a ruffian debt collector here.
Paulie hates working in the meat packing plant or whatever. That's fine. Paulie doesn't understand that he would also be a terrible enforcer because he's just like super out of shape. And I don't see any career for the goon business for him.
He's not intimidating like Rocky is.
No.
At all. What are you going to do? Whine it out of me?
This guy would need a weapon to intimidate someone. And like at that point, you might as well just send one of your thugs that has weapons, you know, rather than sending a boxer.
But there is a point in here where they start beating on some meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
The side of beef.
Yeah. After they have kind of like a disagreement, Paulie looks at him. He's like, if you did that to Apollo Creed, like you just did to that side of meat,
he'd be in the morgue. Yeah. I think it's the line. That starts his side of beef punch training.
Oh, I love you, 1976. Back at Paulie's apartment, Adrian cares to Rocky's wounds, the cut up hands from hitting the meat, and actually kind of gets a little closer to him. But he keeps backing her off and says, no fooling around, not during training. Adrian's a little upset about that. They apologize and embrace, you know, kiss and make up. Kind of a throwaway scene, but it's a little bit more character development for those two right now.
I actually like the no fooling around during training.
Hold on. You know what I'm going to bring up here. During tour, Magoo would have this rule that there is no jerking off during tour. And why was that?
Better stage presence.
So you believe the sexual frustration would generate itself into a better energy on stage?
Sure, absolutely.
So it makes all the sense in the world to you that Rocky would say no fooling around during training.
Yes, it does.
It's brilliant.
We used to like keep track of how many times it was.
Well, I mean, for me also, like it started from I just don't really want to like be in position like, okay, you're staying at some weird house. Now you're gonna like go jerk off in the bathroom real quick. Like I don't know, it's weird. It's not like you have your own space, your own spot where you can do it.
What if your jizz flies somewhere that's it's just disgusting, and then you feel bad and you have to think about it?
Wait, what? All right.
No, you got to just like make that not happen.
or in the shower. Okay, whatever. It should be easily possible. I just think that it's kind of a fun thing to not do anyway. And
it's not a fun thing to not do.
Sure it is. It's a fun thing to do. It's also a fun thing to not do. It's more of a fun thing to do. Yeah. But sure.
But maybe this one time it's a fun thing to not do.
Yeah. For like 2.5 weeks.
For 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Rocky begins training with Mick and Mike. Mike is the janitor at the gym. Two girls walk in and ask for Rocky's autograph. Mick shoos them away and tells Rock that women weaken legs. So that's more actually within Rocky's attitude there and mental state.
Yeah.
And actually Mick tells him to lay off the pet shop dame.
Yeah.
Which obviously is Adrian.
He's like, I really like her. How does Mick even know what's going on?
Yeah, like, I mean, I understand, like, his mob buddies figuring it out, but this guy lives in that gym, you know?
He's like, what, 76? Yeah. What does he care?
Yeah.
So Tony, Apollo's trainer, actually watches an interview with Rocky also and sees what Rocky did during the interview and says, yeah, this guy means business here. On Christmas Eve, Paulie's walking home, clearly drunk, and Rocky and Adrian are watching a Christmas movie on TV.
You know, like talking about how Rocky doesn't want to give Paulie a job, and Paulie overhears him when he's coming in.
Oh, that's
drunk.
right.
And then he's like, I don't want anything from anybody. Get out. Both of you get out. And then they're like, it's cold out. We don't want to go anywhere. Then he starts smashing him.
Oh my God. True dick moment of the movie.
Yeah. Biggest dick
for Paulie.
moment.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys owe me everything. And they're like, yeah, you owe us everything. Because you're the worst. And like, we do everything for you. Yeah.
Game Movie Podcast says to you, Paulie, you are the worst.
Yeah.
You are the weakest link.
Is Burt Young still alive? You're all right, Burt Young.
Yeah. I'm sure you did no choice but to play that character.
He does it masterfully, man.
Yeah.
All of us hate him.
That's when Adrian decides that she's moving out of there, moving in with Rocky.
Good for her, too.
His little apartment.
Tiny, terrible apartment, but sure.
After this, we get the...
It's a cool little apartment.
That apartment's terrible. I'm sorry. You cannot sit here and tell me that place is okay. I have lived in worse, but not much worse.
So we come upon the famous montage here now.
Yeah.
He runs around Philadelphia, hitting the speed bag, doing push-ups, sit-ups in the meat factory, and he gets up the stairs of the art museum flawlessly this time.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. The night of the fight, which happens to be New Year's Day.
There's one scene. I don't know if that was before or after the montage where he's like talking to Adrian in bed.
Oh, it's right after the montage, yep.
Yeah, and he's like talking about all of his fears and how he doesn't want to do it. He's like scared. He's like really opening up. Everybody wanted to cut that out of the movie, but Stallone like kept driving it home like how that was like the most important scene. It came down to him having one chance to do it, so he got really drunk and like did it in one take.
Whoa, cool.
And like, so he's hammered in that scene, which is
awesome.
I just read today.
That's great, yeah, because it is a really good scene. It makes their dynamic make sense. It brings the arc. It's just, wow, you know, to have everyone be so cynical about, whatever, they're just talking about feelings in this boxing movie. Yeah. You know, like,
yeah.
Like, Stallone's trying to make an actual artistic movie, and
bringing the real human touch there. Agreed.
It's not just a meat bag, you guys.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, feelings too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool, as an aside, the more that Sylvester Stallone got drunk, the clearer that Rocky talked? Now, I didn't know he was drunk, so it'd be funny to like kind of look at that scene and see if he talks anymore. Like if he's got a slur or if he's actually clear.
Adrian, you see, the important thing about that is that.
All right, fighting time.
Yeah, fighting time, definitely.
Talk about this fight, yeah.
All right.
What a fight.
It's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
Cool. Well, what'd you think of the movie?
A+.
Good job, movie.
Good job.
Yeah.
Top 3, probably.
Well, this fight is friggin' massive. 15 rounds.
It's stupid long. And especially for a movie fight, they do cut ahead a little bit, but it's still...
Yeah.
It's a really large part of the movie.
But there are, they skip rounds from like 3 to 7 or something like that.
Yeah, they move around a little bit.
Rocky knocks Apollo down, actually. That's kind of in the beginning. I haven't seen this in a bit. What is it like? What are their fighting styles like? Is it kind of back and forth? Is it one-sided? I forget.
It's mostly back and forth. Apollo's clearly the better fighter. Rocky is too stubborn to ever stop taking damage. I mean, that's
much stamina.
Yeah, it's kind of, like the absurd extreme in Rocky 4 where him and Lundgren are just trading haymakers.
Oh, right, yeah.
For fucking 10 rounds. And it's like, both of you are dead. You're dead, okay? This movie is a little more realistic.
Oh, and Carl Weathers actually dies in that one, right?
Yes, he does.
Dolph Lundgren kills him. Yeah, spoiler alert.
From 86.
From Rocky 4. Yeah, he dies.
Yeah. Carl Weathers dies.
Too many haymakers.
Yeah.
Well, as the rounds progress, both Rocky and Apollo they're getting cut up and bruised. Rocky's right eye is damaged, and it's just, gruesome. Apollo is also getting hurt badly as well, but at round 14, Apollo finally knocks Rocky down, and Mick instructs him to stay the fuck down until the count is up.
Mm-hmm.
But Adrian comes out of the locker room.
She can't really even watch it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to watch Rocky get hurt. She never has understood why he would even want to do this at all.
Yeah.
She supports him because she cares about him, but she doesn't understand what he does at all.
Or why he would want to do that.
Yeah, why he'd want to do that. Why he
True.
would think that was a legitimate way to do anything. But yeah, she comes out and sees what's happening, but she still wants Rocky to fight on because...
That's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo actually ends up throwing a fateful punch that Rocky ducks. Rocky jabs him twice in the ribs and breaks his fucking ribs, signaling the end of round 14. And Rocky's like, I can't see out of my eye.
Yeah, that's when they have to cut him.
Cut him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh!
Brutal. Yeah, they cut the eyelid open.
Yep, that's real.
It's a PG movie.
I mean, I don't know if they really cut him, but...
Well, I mean, I'm just
they
saying.
did do that back in the day.
They do show you that in a PG movie. That's because this is before PG-13 existed.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which PG-13, I've been telling people all this week because Gremlins has been a thing this week for some reason. PG-13 came around because Gremlins freaked a bunch of kids out because it was such a freaky movie, even though it was PG.
Right.
They were like, we need a category between PG and R.
That's some good trivia.
And Gremlins is really freaky.
Yeah.
That movie's messed up.
Yes. Just imagine if you were younger. Yeah, that would freak some fucking kids out.
Yeah, freak me out. I'm 34.
It comes down to the last 10 seconds of round 15, and Rocky goes ham on Apollo, pinning him up against the ropes, and the bell rings, and the whole crowd is just going apeshit.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Apollo tells Rocky there won't be a rematch, and Rocky responds,
I don't want one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, waterworks were fucking really coming today.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, fuck.
I suppose you didn't have a chance during that time.
I didn't have a fucking chance. There's people walking all around, just like...
What's wrong, Tabman?
Yeah.
Shut up, go away.
Blubbering, yeah.
It's a really good scene. It's a really good ending, honestly.
The last 4 minutes or so are perfect.
Your heart swells, man.
Yeah.
This movie really helped define the sports movie in American cinema.
The underdog movie.
Yeah, the underdog
yeah.
sports movie. I mean, there may have been some earlier examples, but like this was just, it had all of the themes that everything else after this picked up on. You know, everything from like the Mighty Ducks to Slapshot to The Longest Yard to what have you, the Mighty Giants, 8 Mile. 8 Mile is a sports movie. Bear with me. It's the Mighty Ducks of rap, but
nice.
Every sports movie that came after this kind of hit a lot of the same beats that this one hit. Underdogs scrabbling up out of nowhere. Also, just like the whole it not mattering if they win the last championship game or whatever. That really matters what journey you took to get there. This movie created a genre, and you know it still continues to this day. I could probably sit here and think of like 5 more dumb sports movies.
For sure.
Classic underdog tale. Shit.
Yeah. They frame it that way, and they execute it, and it works well.
Anything that can make me feel that good at the end, it's fucking awesome.
Well, and they like franchised it. I mean, it's still going.
Yeah.
He's writing Creed 2 right now.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know, it's part of that universe.
He's going to be Stan Lee in the new ones. It's like, oh, hey, kid, I'm taking out the garbage. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. That's a good reference right there. Are there any parts of the movie that you want to talk about before we move on? I have a couple of trivia points. Sylvester Stallone quit smoking cigarettes while making the film because he was getting out of breath.
They sort of like allude to that because the mobster guy, the Rizzo or whatever, throws his cigarette away and tells him not while he's in training.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I wonder if that was written in after then. That may be.
Perhaps.
Also, Rocky's dog Buckus, which we didn't touch on at all, is actually Sylvester Stallone's dog in real life, or was at the time.
Yeah.
I doubt that dog is still living.
That dog's dead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think we talked about this last time. I'm pretty sure that dog's dead.
Yeah, dogs don't live to be 40. Like,
so
we should write a letter to Sylvester Stallone that just says your dog's dead.
Like in sympathy or like
no other words.
Oh. Well, don't worry, guys, because in 2006 he gets a new dog.
Aww.
Guess what its name is?
What?
Punchy.
Ugh.
No way!
Shut up.
I'm not fucking around here.
Damn.
It's not
Come on.
good.
That's just
Not good. Not a good name for a dog.
No.
Boing.
The only things I wanted to talk about a couple things. One, when he's walking back from his first fight back to the rough neighborhood in Philly he lives in, there are a bunch of people standing around a fire in a garbage can, a cappella singing, and really well. And that's super off-putting outside of a musical or even in a musical. And I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, but like back then, there was nothing to do.
Yeah, there's no entertainment.
There's no video games.
There's no internet. You just sat around in a fucking garbage fire drinking and singing. Also, my other thing was, I guess it must be a Philly thing that...
Matt, confirm this.
Taking mentally disabled people or mentally differently abled people to the zoo. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, it's in the Dead Milkman song.
That's right.
It's in this movie. And
it's all Philadelphia.
So where did that come from? And why?
Must have been just some sort of tongue-in-cheek joke back then, you know?
Yeah, it's just
they're easily amused, I guess. Look at the animals.
So take them to the zoo. It's bizarre, and it comes up a lot here and then there, and it's bizarre. I don't know.
That's funny. I had the same thing written down.
This was Michael Dorn's film debut, and I don't know where he appears, but he was the one to, of course, play Worf in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Where is Michael Dorn then?
I don't know, to be honest, and I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, is he one of those weird ruffians on the corner or something?
Yeah, I think he probably is. It's like
or maybe just hanging out in the background of the fight. Maybe. I mean, he's not going to look like Worf. He's
Apollo's
a random black guy. So
one of the Apollo's dudes that's hanging out in his clubhouse.
Yeah, it could be.
He's like, you got to watch this guy beat up this meat, and he's like, I need a coffee. Or he's like, I don't care about that. Or he didn't want to watch it. Rocky beat up the meat.
Yeah,
I've got to go into makeup. I've got to become a Klingon.
Just watch the guy beat up meat on TV.
Please,
guys.
All right. Well, good movie. Good movie discussion.
Great movie.
Yeah, classic for sure.
Taking a break.
Indeed.
Taking a bite of Arby.
Yeah, let's get back to our Arby's and drinking here. We're going to take a breath of fresh air. When we come back, we're going to talk about Punch-Out, the series. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
This game that we're talking about is iconic as hell. Nintendo's Punch-Out. I don't know if Rocky didn't exist. I'm not sure if this game would have existed, actually, if you think about it.
I mean, I think Rocky definitely paved the way for
mainstream boxing.
Yeah, for boxing video games. I mean, I guess it was always a thing. Like, if you look back to Atari, a lot of the early games they did were things like baseball, football, golf, whatever. Like,
oh my god, and the boxing one.
Yeah,
the top-down bullshit fucking...
Yeah. Well, I mean... a lot of what they did was to try to take physical sports and turn them into video games. Even like Pong was supposed to be table tennis. But boxing was one that wasn't done very well. Even like the Activision boxing was bad, and most of their games were good as far as Atari games.
It looked like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, like a top-down view of it. It was bad.
It really did. It was like two spiders going at it.
Same with Atari, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the better sports games for Atari.
It was. Just because Atari tried to do it doesn't mean they were very good at it.
No.
Atari on the whole was just not good, except for in the arcade. I thought Atari Games did an awesome job.
Especially for sports, though.
Every Atari sports game, it's just dismal. Even like the later ones where they try to have like the more advanced versions where it wasn't just like Atari football. It was like Atari like, hey, let's try for 5 seconds football.
Yeah, super action.
Or however the marketing coded that.
Yeah.
Still was not great.
Yeah, they didn't have any success on the 5200 or 7800 either. So. No. And Jaguar Lynx, no.
Well, I mean, that's their later failures. Like, I'm focusing on their early problems. But
that whole company is nothing but problems.
True. I don't feel like there was actually a really competent boxing game until Punch-Out in the arcade.
Yes, agreed.
With the 2 screens, and your fighter was invisible, so you could see the other guy. They were translucent or a wireframe or whatever. I guess, like, I read, like, when they were going to translate that game for Famicom/NES, they realized that they couldn't do that because technology was not there.
Yes. So
they said, well, let's just make the fighter really tiny. And that's how you end up being this 17-year-old who weighs like $180 and is fighting
behemoths.
All of the heavyweight challengers of the world. Although it does actually, to me, stick with the theme with Rocky, because the Rocky movies don't seem to give 2 shits about weight class. And weight class is a huge thing in actual boxing.
Yeah.
Guys who are 180 pounds don't fight guys who are 230, 240 because they'll lose every time. And
yeah, they'll get devastated, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. And
also it plays into the underdog theme too that Rocky brilliantly employed there. So yeah, of course you're an underdog fighting these behemoths in not even your weight class or your fighting class.
Why doesn't King Hippo have to weigh in?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, he just gets the question marks. What is up with that?
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't have a scale on hand that was durable enough for...
Just wouldn't stop hopping. Yeah. Like, you gotta hold still.
Yeah. And in response, he's like, boom, 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 boom. All right, well, it was developed and published by Nintendo. The director on this was Genyo Takeda, one of his first hits working at Nintendo. He also did games like Star Tropics, Super Punch-Out, of course, Pilot Wing 64, Pokemon Puzzle League, Dr. Mario 64, and he also had a huge hand in developing the Wii console itself. Today, I believe Takeda is one of the higher ups at Nintendo. He's given some sort of title, and I don't remember what the title is, but he's basically up there with Shigeru Miyamoto as the top brass at Nintendo. Genyo Takeda is definitely a name that doesn't get talked about in Nintendo lore that much, but is very important with what he's done.
Good for him.
The arcade game that you had just referenced, that came out in 1984. It had dual monitors because Nintendo had a lot of failures as arcade game makers, and they had all these monitors sitting around, and they're like, what do we do with all these? So they thought up the ingenious idea of having the dual monitors, which kind of was a weird foreshadowing to the Nintendo DS or 3DS later on. But it also kind of borrowed from the Game & Watch series, because there was a certain series of Game & Watch that kind of looked like a primitive DS with dual screens. And it was, I don't know, kind of cool.
Nintendo has been somewhat obsessed with 2 screens.
Yes, I agree.
For an incredibly long time. You mentioned like those Game & Watch systems, the PlayChoice 10, which had the 2 monitors.
Yeah.
The GBA hookup for GameCube.
Oh, shit.
Which was
totally
2 screens also.
Yeah.
The DS. They just had, in their mind, they wanted to have 2 screens. The Wii U had to have those 2 screens for somebody there. It kind of reminds me of that story of like the movie producer who was really obsessed with, he wanted to have a mechanical spider in a movie. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he just pitched that. He's a producer. He pitched that to every movie he was ever attached to.
Even romances.
Including like a Superman movie, like all sorts of things. He finally got into a movie, and if you've ever seen Wild Wild West, you'll recognize that there's a giant mechanical spider in that movie. This dude won.
A true triumph story.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like all over the trailer. I never saw that movie, but I remember that mechanical spider.
Yeah, but that mechanical spider finally made its way to the silver screen, and I feel like there's a guy at Nintendo who's just as obsessed with having 2 screens, but who's been more successful in his or her quest.
The arcade game, you didn't have as many foes as you did in the home versions of the game. In order, you fight Glass Joe, Piston Hurricane, Bald Bull, Kid Quick, Pizza Pasta.
Yeah.
For real. And Mr. Salmon was the end fighter. One cool thing about the Punch-Out series is boxers have tells as to when they're going to do something, which is cool. This is actually what makes it a strategy game in a way. Every boxer has a different tell to when they're going to attack you. So if you're really good, if you know your shit, you can get through every fight untouched.
Yep.
I don't know, from coming from nowhere and developing a game like that, in the arcade, their eyes would turn yellow. In the home versions of the game, the tells were more personal. Each fighter had something a little different to go off of. Yeah, the arcade kind of paved the way, and Nintendo brought the original Punch-Out to the NES in 1987, entitled Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, because one of the higher-ups at the company, Hiroshi Yamauchi, he had attended a Tyson fight before he got really all popular and everything, and said, we need to sign him for that upcoming boxing game, and did it. And then Mike Tyson exploded in popularity, which was crazy.
They only paid him $50K.
Really?
Yeah, for that whole license.
That's a fucking steal. Holy shit.
Like, no residuals, no licensing, whatever. It was a one-time sum of $50,000. And it was fortunate for them that he actually became the heavyweight champion before the game came out.
Oh, shit, yeah.
They picked that just right.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Something else they did just right is that contract only lasted a year, maybe 2 years. But a lot of people think that it's because of the rape allegations on Mike Tyson as to why Nintendo dropped him. But no, the contract just wore out at exactly the right time. So this was Nintendo getting just uber lucky when Mike Tyson was at the peak of his popularity for them to snag him for their boxing game. Yeah. After the license ran out, they just named it Punch-Out with an exclamation point. And who was the main enemy then?
Mr. Dream.
Mr. Dream.
I'm going to push back on rape allegations because it's a rape conviction.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Bad choice of words on my part.
The United States government or in the court system says that, he raped that woman because he did.
So makes an appearance in 2006, Rocky Balboa. Takes you out of that universe for 5
Mike
seconds.
Tyson's in that movie?
For some reason, it makes no sense, and it's just takes you completely out of it.
I'm glad that you watched this movie now, even though it sounds like it was painful to watch.
Yeah.
There are a lot of weird callbacks in this movie.
There were.
I'm glad someone watched this who's not me.
Nice.
Damn.
So the NES port was... it was brilliant for an NES port. I know that they had put different types of chips in there to get such big sprites into the game.
Sure.
By the way, let's backpedal a little bit. That Mr. Dream sprite, that was a sprite swap, pretty much, with Mike Tyson.
Well, actually,
and something they rely on in the game.
Yeah, a lot of the enemies in that game they're the same basic enemy model, but they have different sprites thrown on top of them.
Right.
Like, for instance, Glass Joe and Doppelmaker are the same model.
Yep.
Von Kaiser and Great Tiger are the same model.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Bald Bull and...
Mr. Sandman?
Mr. Sandman.
Yes.
Bald Bull and Mr. Sandman are the same. Also...
Soda Popinski and Super Macho Man?
Sure. Mr. Sandman and Mike Tyson actually have the same kind of attack that I could point out. If we're going to talk about I don't know where to put this exactly, but that's the one enemy in the game where their pattern is not very deterministic.
Okay, explain.
Most enemies can do 1, 2, or 3 things. They'll do A, B, or C. Either of those two fighters, when they're in their random mode, can hit you at any moment. And they're designed to make you anticipate when they're going to go, so you dodge early and you go back and you get hit.
Oh my God, it's so true, man. I've gotten decked so many times because I am trying to dodge
Yeah.
Like, and I'm dodging nothing because the anticipation is there. It's pretty brilliant, actually.
Like, most other enemies in the game, they'll attack you on a certain, 30-frame window or 20-frame window. But these guys, like, they're designed to mess you up. And
it works.
But, like, the only thing that works to combat that is trust your eyes. Trust your eyes and trust your finger speed. And their tells are big enough that you can react. If you just are on it and just wait for it to happen and just pop over, get out of there kind of thing.
A true test of reflexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't give you much time to react at all.
Yeah. Those two are, like, more than any other enemy in the game, are just a true challenge of your hand-eye coordination.
Hell yeah. And as I was talking before, actually, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is the only NES game to use the MMC2 chip.
Yep.
And these are memory mapper chips. They're basically designed to help the system, pull out stuff that it normally couldn't on its own.
Yeah.
They're basically packing extra processing power in the card itself. And that's really cool. I didn't know about memory mapper chips until Nintendo Power came out and said, this has MMC3 technology. I'm like, what's MMC3? I'm excited.
Yeah. Well,
and later on, I found out memory mapper chips were actually part of why the NES had such a robust system life.
Yeah.
Because fuck.
Well, I mean,
it was great.
The NES itself has a very small amount of RAM in it. And so in order to have, like, any kind of decent size program in it, they use these mappers so that the processor can only address the RAM that's physically in the system.
Right.
What the mappers do is switch which part of the cartridge that's pointing to at any moment.
Oh, cool.
So it just tricks the NES into thinking it still has that small bank of memory, but it just kind of moves it around the cart, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, it's part of why, like the later NES games got so much better, things like Castlevania 3 exist.
Sure.
And,
yeah. Wow, great knowledge there, Magoo. And you explained it in a way that even I could understand.
Cool. Yeah.
Kudos to you.
I was hoping so.
Yeah. Let's talk more about the mechanics of the game itself. This is a point-based game, and actually the points come into play very prominently during Mike Tyson fight itself. Basically, you do get points for everything you do, from a normal punch being 10 points to like a star knockdown being 1,500 points, which, they add up. And in order to win a TKO or a technical knockout at the end, you need to score, 5,000?
No, that's the one of the decision.
That's not a TKO.
The TKO is 3 in a round.
You're
three
right.
knockdowns in one round. I've never been clear on the points for the decision.
I believe it's 5,000.
To me, I always felt like if you get to the decision, you probably mess something up along the way.
Yeah, you're skating by the skin of your teeth, right?
You should try a little hard next time.
Get good, says Magoo.
Get good.
Are the KOs point-based? I guess I never...
The KOs, some of them are very specific timing. If you have them down a certain amount, or it's like a certain amount of time, there are not many that are guaranteed.
No.
There are some that are, though. I mean, obviously the King Hippo is guaranteed.
Sure.
The Bald Bull is like pretty famous, where he jumps at you.
Bald Bull
He'll still get back up.
He'll get up on 9, though, like the second Bald Bull.
Oh, you're talking straight up knockout. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like straight knockouts. And
my bad.
There's Don Flamenco will go down for the second one if you don't get touched before that. If you just knock him, if you just keep punching him, he'll KO the second time you knock him down. Like, there are certain ones like that. But for the most part, you just have to keep beating on these guys so they don't get up again. And most of the time,
just TKO as fast as possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. In the arcade, you had a fatigue meter, but this is replaced now with hearts instead, which basically, if you land a punch that is blocked, your fatigue hearts or your heart fatigue meter goes down by 1. And if you're drained down to 0, you turn like this purple color and you're kind of panting and you're obviously fatigued.
You just have to dodge punches to become unfatigued.
Yeah.
You can't just wait it out.
Yeah. And most enemies go into like this kill mode.
Yeah.
When that happens to you.
It's true.
Which makes sense. I mean,
assholes.
if I was fighting a guy and he turned pink and like kind of hunched over, I'd be like, well, this is my shot. Like, this guy is not going to do anything right now. So I might as well just thump him.
I'm start kicking his ass.
Until he starts flashing really fast.
Yeah.
Then I know he's near death. There's also stars. Let's talk about stars for a little bit. What do you do to get stars? It's like you kind of punch a fighter in a weird time frame.
Yeah.
That surprises.
It's like during the tell, usually. Earlier on, like, they'll flash for a moment. Like, the opponent will flash, and that's usually the moment that you want to hit them to get a star. Yeah. But they stop doing that at some point. Yeah,
like, for the most part, how you get the stars is to hit somebody way off schedule, I call it.
Yep. Yeah, sneak one in.
When they're just not expecting to be hit at all, you can just, like, interrupt their pattern, kind of, and just hit them with it. It's super effective, but it's also very hard to figure out when that's going to happen for you. Yeah. And so if you go for that, you can often lead yourself vulnerable to getting hit. And if you get hit, you lose a star each time you get hit as well.
Along with a fatigue heart.
Yeah.
So that's double whammy right there.
Yeah, and also the damage you take, which is
measured in bars that go across the top of the screen, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about getting knocked out and the different strategies that we have to get back up.
Well, the first couple times you get knocked down, you can just mash A and B to get back up.
Like, just going at it, man.
Yeah, but I believe it's the fourth time you get knocked down in a fight. Third or fourth time you get knocked down in any fight, the game will not let you get up.
Well, that's a TKO.
Well, no, not in the same round, even. Though.
Oh, you're right.
Even if it wouldn't be a TKO, the game will not let you get up. So that's when, if you were like me when I was younger, you mash on the buttons as hard as you can and just mash, and then throw the controller and spike it down. Because you're so mad that you have gotten beat by that stupid spin punch again by Macho Man.
Oh, that fucking spin punch.
Yeah, I mean, that stymied me for a long time. So that was where I saw it the most.
And that's a title bout, right? So then you have to go back and fucking...
You gotta fight Don Flamenco again. God.
When you do lose against a title fight, they actually back you up after the second time. Is that right? Don't you get one more chance to fight him?
No.
First time in a title fight, you get knocked down.
Oh. You gotta get knocked, you get knocked down. You get a rematch for any normal fight.
Yeah, it's frustrating as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the hard fights you're going to lose are the ones you get knocked down in.
Just today. Lost to Ball Bull first time. Had been a long time since I did that. Had to fight Great Tiger again. Just takes, I can't do it in the first round. Fucking annoying.
I already fought this trash. Get him out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, like when I was younger, I absolutely fell in love with this game. This game was like nothing I've seen before on the Nintendo. It was one of those games that truly I would always come back to as well. Oh, yeah. The challenges there, playing it with your friends was especially popular with me personally, just to see like different strategies. And it's just exciting crowding around a screen and seeing who can get the furthest in this game.
It's a great game just to watch. Yeah, someone else play it too. Yeah.
Any strategies that we should talk about?
I was going to say, look, that I feel this game, it kind of does the all boss fights thing.
Yep.
That Shadow of the Colossus does, that it did later on very famously, where I'm just fighting a string of boss fights. There's no in-between stages.
Nice.
It's just boss after boss after boss. And that's how you have to take it down. And that's how you have to think about it. You know, it's not like running through a level like, oh man, I'll just damage and get past that guy, whatever. Or just, you have to sit there and you have to beat each one of these enemies and figure out their weaknesses and how to do it. That to me is a really cool style of gameplay.
Yeah, that's awesome that you bring that up. I didn't really ever think about this game as a series of boss fights, but it is.
Yeah.
Shit. Boxing in general is that you have one opponent, baby. Mm-hmm. That's your boss.
Bosses from different countries.
Yeah.
Oftentimes a little bit racist here and there.
Just stereotypes. Yeah,
that's what they are.
It's
pretty much.
I mean,
it is racism.
Like, Soda Popinski drinks to prepare for a fight, and tonight he is very prepared.
Hey, Vodka, what was his original name?
Vodka Drunkinski.
Drunkinski.
Come on, that's almost as ridiculous as pizza pasta.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, pizza pasta is like, it's too stupid to be offensive, though.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if there's an American guy named, like, Hot Dog Hamburger, I mean, it's just...
Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
What was it, like, if you go into the second round with Piston Honda? I actually took a picture of it earlier, too, because I had forgotten about it.
This is like...
But he says, like, your manager, Doc, gives you a tip, and then he says, Sushi, Kamikaze, Fujiyama, Nippon, Ichi.
Yeah. What? And like, this is a game made by Japanese people.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's just like,
it's nonsensical even in Japanese.
How would they even like have that? You know, it's like if someone asked me to write like 4 American stereotype words, I'd be like, I don't know,
hot dog TV. Like, I don't know.
Well, who's to say also this wasn't the translation team? The American translation team when it came over. They could have changed it.
I suppose, like, I will actually fire up the Japanese ROM when I get home. I'm curious.
Yeah, that's a good little mystery to solve, I think. But yeah, you had touched on a little something in between rounds. You do have a manager, Doc, and in between circuits, you train with him on a bicycle, in which it ends
very
at the Statue of Liberty in the background.
Very rocky.
And
super rocky.
And the Twin Towers.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, very much there. Yeah.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget.
My man was in a pink sweatshirt in front of them Twin Towers.
In between rounds, you actually do have a little bit of a secret, you could say, to get your energy back.
Oh, yeah.
And that is pressing the select button.
Sure.
So Doc rubs your shoulder
he pats
faster.
you faster, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any rhyme or reason?
I do.
Okay, lay us on with the knowledge.
How
here.
it works is you have to wait till everyone's done talking. The meter refills at a certain speed.
Okay,
so
I can imagine
hold it down
in my
as
head.
long as you want to go and refill your bar.
No shit.
If you go over, it'll wrap around.
Yeah.
So you can't get too greedy with it.
Okay.
But you can definitely get yourself, a good half to 3/4 of health out of nowhere.
That's crazy. I would always press the select button, not hold
just
it.
hit it and let him pat.
Him patting, I don't believe has anything to do with it.
Doesn't have anything to do with it? You gotta hold the thing?
Wow, that's awesome. You and I both had different strategies for that.
Oh my god, the padding just does it.
I guess I've never noticed that either, so maybe that is a thing? I don't know. Because now I don't know if I'm right anymore. My method does work.
Do we have a phone line here? Can people call in?
Yeah, what's the old Nintendo phone line?
This is the pre-taped call-in show from Mr. Show.
Any more notes on the first game that we should talk about? As far as, one tip I think that I do know is during Don Flamenco, the second time, if you keep on hitting him left, right in alternating order like that, he cannot break free from that.
That's the first time.
Oh, it is? Okay, the first time, yeah.
But also, you should be doing that anyway, because as my friend Lauren from Texas, a man named Lauren, explained to me once that you should always be hitting left, right, because what if there are girls watching? And I agree with him. I agree with that man. He was correct, because you want to be hitting with the same hand the whole time? No. You need to play with some style and with some panache.
Get that flair going, baby.
As a Mike Tyson's champion, I will say I always go left, right, and it's because of that.
Damn, thanks, Lauren.
Yeah. Wonderful man. What if there are girls watching is very good advice for most things.
Exactly.
Completely agreed.
You should handle yourself as if they are.
So we'll move on to the next game then, which is Super Punch-Out on the Super Nintendo. That came out in 1994 in North America, and again was published and developed by Nintendo. And Genyo Takeda again was behind the scenes in this one. And to me, this is my favorite Punch-Out game. It brings kind of a score attack into it. The animations, the personalities and I think it controls very, very well as well. But there are a slew of, new fighters as well. I don't know, what do you guys think about Super Punch-Out?
I fucking love Super Punch-Out.
Hell yeah.
Like you said, it controls so well. It's probably everything that they really envisioned for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out when they first thought about porting it to NES, where you have like the translucent fighter. Yeah.
The graphics are much improved. It's very colorful.
Yeah, very colorful, very lively. Just this infinite variety almost of fighters where you're fighting like a clown that throws balls at you. You're fighting a guy with a stick.
It's not just punching this time around.
You fight that stupid rich guy that you gotta like piss him off so you can hit him in the face.
It's so bad. This came out in 94 in America, but in Japan it came out in 1998.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. What does Japan have against Punch-Out? I mean, I don't
know, dude. That's just odd. I would like to do some more research on that, but why the 4-year gap here?
Like, I can't think of another one like that other than like Star Tropics. America first, Japan second.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. So, as far as Super Punch-Out, we have a couple of different gameplay mechanics, don't we?
The rapid punch, the power punch, having the meter hook up. Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's right. I forgot about all those. So talk about the meter a little bit.
The meter in that game, as you get consecutive hits on the enemy without taking damage, your meter will build up. When it's all the way up, you'll be an S, which whatever that means, I don't know what it is.
Aha, yes.
Super, star,
whatever.
Special, spectacular. Then you get to execute either like you do a power punch at like the end of one of your 1, 2, 3 kind of salvos, or you can have it do a rapid punch where it just punch, 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 punch. It's super nice, and you can repeatedly do it, not like the stars in the first game. As long as you keep not getting hit, you can just keep doing it, and you can really put a guy down in a minute.
Yeah. This really rewards then good play.
Yeah,
even more than the original.
Yeah. Not getting hit is highly rewarded.
Yeah, you said put them down in a minute, but some fights can end in mere seconds.
13 seconds or whatever, yeah.
What'd you think about Super Punch-Out, Tabman?
I loved it. It's been a long time. I can't really say a whole lot about it. It's been years since I played it.
What is your favorite Punch-Out game?
Definitely the original.
Oh, okay.
I do remember playing the arcade version a lot at Western Lanes in Green Bay back in the day.
To this day, I'm terrible at that fucking game.
Yeah.
I can get past Blast Joe. That's it. Yep.
From Paris, France.
With a win-loss record of 1-99, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 KO, I think, though.
Yeah.
You got to KO off somebody. The difficulty ramps up super high in the end. I love the special circuit. Like, once you get to, like...
Oh, yeah.
Rick Bruiser and Nick Bruiser, like, these are guys who just punish you for failure. Nick Bruiser has a hand disable move.
Oh, God, I hate that fucking move.
He pops his hand down on top of yours, disabling your punch, and then starts coming at you. Oh, my God. It is really satisfying when you actually beat it.
I remember being stuck on him for a long, long fucking time.
Yeah.
Then you get to the brother, and you're like, wow, this is just as bad.
It was Rick and Nick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick was first, and then Nick.
And they were separate fights? It wasn't like a...
Yeah, it was 2 fights.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this doesn't ring a bell to me at all.
That's the circuit that has, like, Narcissus Prince and Hoy Carlo. Hoy Carlo being the old man with the cane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about Hoy Carlo.
Yeah, I think it goes Narcissus Prince, Hoy Carlo, then Rick Bruiser, Nick Bruiser.
Who was the ultimate end guy in this one?
Nick Bruiser.
Oh, it was. Okay. It's been a while for me, too, to get that far anyway.
Yeah, well, you should play later.
Yeah, I would love to.
I'll show you a thing or two.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt that, Magoo.
Oh, boy.
Another thing about this game, though, the tells were even better. They were more personalized, and I enjoyed them a lot more.
Sure, like Macho Man has, like, precision program A, B, and C.
Yes!
Like, the workout program or whatever.
It flashes in a text box,
yeah,
too.
It tells you what he's going to do. But, like, then he just comes and does it real quick. And you actually had to remember what those did.
Yeah.
Like, A was high, B was low, and C was uppercuts, if I remember correctly. But
so not only is this game memorization based to start out with, is you have to remember 3 different programs on top of everything else when you're fighting him. The complexity keeps on ramping up, and it's brilliantly done throughout the game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So let's move on to Punch-Out for the Wii. This one was developed by Next Level Games, so it's like the first one that they kind of lent out to, a different developer. Here, take care of our baby. And published by Nintendo. This got reviewed very well. 8.8 out of 10, IGN. On GameFAQs, it's 86%. It's a good game. I do enjoy it a lot. And it had a lot of non-traditional control methods. I know they even shoehorned the balance board in there during control.
Goodness.
Yeah, I've never tried it, but I know you're able to do that. But also, you can take your nunchuck and your Wiimote and actually, kind of do punching motions.
They should have had a Wii string to tie around your legs for balance. That would have worked.
It's only $39.99.
Yeah,
the new Wii string.
Way cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Pumped those things out.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
What the fuck?
It does have that stuff, but it also, you can use the classic controls in that.
Yeah, which is what anyone in their right mind would do.
Yeah, which is exactly what I did the second I fired that game up, was be like, okay, fuck this motion control shit.
Yeah.
Like, I will turn the Wii mode on its side and give me my A and my B.
Yep.
I'm pretty good at this. I've done this before.
Everyone tried the motion thing first. For 10 minutes.
Yeah, like I didn't for this game because I was like, I played the boxing on Wii Sports. That was enough.
Yep.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It does.
Sore the next day from playing Nintendo.
There's no need for this. Yeah. I had fun playing the Wii version, but I didn't play it that much.
This is my second favorite.
I had kind of gone away from that style of game at the time, honestly. As far as buying a new game that was like that, I just didn't care anymore. At that point, I think I had my head fully in retro and or next-gen type stuff, rather than kind of in between.
I will say, like, the animation is just so fluidly done in this one. Super Punch-Out, up the ante on the regular Punch-Out. This one is just, wow. Like, the detail of the animations, the tells, everything about it is so well done. And Next Level did a very good job with it. Just like extending the universe, too. There are lots of new characters like Disco Kid.
Donkey Kong.
That's right, Donkey Kong. They actually did incorporate a 2-player mode in this game, which was not good. It had Gigamac, which was what you or your friend playing could power up into. It's just a hulking mass, like a mutated, it's kind of like the Incredible Hulk's version of Little Mac, and that was the kind of the strategy element there, but it just wasn't very good. It felt tacked on. But, there was another game also called Doc Lewis's Punch-Out that was a standalone spin-off title on WiiWare, released in 2009. That was a platinum reward for Club Nintendo members.
Really?
Yeah. And
same engine as the Wii Punch-Out, or what?
I know very little about this. The game, I'm taking this from Wikipedia. The game, which takes place prior to the main game, sees Little Mac sparring with his coach, Doc Lewis, through 3 progressively difficult matches, which are each cleared by knocking him down once. And
so probably same engine.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
But that's a cool little extra, like that never really got re-released as far as I know. And, just one of those Easter eggs of a game.
Sure.
Yeah, throwaway title a little bit. Last thoughts on Punch-Out. I fucking love the series. The games are superb.
Yeah.
It blazed a trail, just like Rocky did with, sports movies. I think this blazed a trail with boxing games. I don't think there's a boxing game comparable to it, except for maybe Fight Night.
Nothing comes close.
There still hasn't been anything as good as this.
Yeah.
I played a ton of boxing games in my life, and despite not even really liking boxing, I managed to have done so. And, I don't see a better game. I haven't seen one.
Just superb all the way around.
Yeah.
Kudos to Nintendo.
Do I like boxing? I feel like I should.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like all this boxing stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like all pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm confused too. I think I like it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Show me some matches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
watch
like
boxing.
It. I'm not opposed to it or anything. I always have a good time when I watch a highlight reel or something.
Yeah.
Like boxing.
But, I always hate guys getting in the clutch. I hate the hugging.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Well, I was always told you should watch the lighter weight guys. because they'll just go punch away at each other. Like the heavyweights are going to be doing a lot of hugging. So we can find like a welterweight fight somewhere. I'll watch that.
Yeah. Tabman, this is going to be your new thing.
Boxing?
Getting way deep into boxing.
Like spending a lot of money on pay-per-view. Like,
betting on it.
Who's coming over? Like, no one. Like, shit. Okay, well, I'll just set the VCR up and we'll tape it.
Let's do boxing and scotch.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
No. Scotch sucks.
Yeah,
no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've recently gotten the scotch. It's a personal thing, but yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. 2 people say I'm wrong. That's all right. That was Jake from out on the porch saying you are wrong, Tony. I'll admit defeat.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. Boxing and scotch. My house. Next time there's a thing.
Scotch sing.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to end this out.
Yeah.
Episode, guys. Having to talk about this again with better mics and everything. I think it turned out awesome.
Even better.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, it happened so long ago that I kind of forgot about the first episode anyway, except for it was a lot longer and sounded like shit. But this episode was good.
Yeah, my notes, I had to go back and they made no sense when I was looking at them. Like, I was just like, wait, what? I have like turkey out the window. What was that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, watching it again was crucial.
Yeah, I needed to do that. It was important.
One of the best movies to watch and one of the best games to play. Research wasn't too rough.
Definitely some A+ material here. Not much to bitch about, is there?
Not really,
Fuck no.
Before we leave, you guys got anything to pimp? Tabman?
Just rock and roller, remote controller, I guess. We're back at it again. We're filming a bunch in August, and yeah, we just put up a new episode on YouTube. So check out RRRCMKE on YouTube. That's our channel.
Right on.
And that's where the episodes all are. So if you haven't watched any, have fun. There's a ton of stuff up there.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Watch the most recent one because I'm in it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's right. And speaking of you, Magoo, do you have anything to pimp yourself?
Mostly just my Twitch stream, which I have not been doing very much since I moved. I have actually not streamed since I moved out, but I will be getting back on that shortly.
I always enjoy watching you stream.
I'm going to be working on Mega Maker. That's a really fun thing to stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also trying to get my Jackal time down, and also trying to get my Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti time down, which is a really cool Japanese-only Famicom game that not that many people play, honestly. And I think I'm within like 3 or 4 seconds of like 4th in the world.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to submit that time pretty soon. And yeah, twitch.tv/Magoo is adorable.
And you are.
So the ladies say.
I get like notifications of when you're live.
Yeah, if you subscribe to my channel, you can actually have that set up as an option where it'll even email you when I go live. So
I'm signed up. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's why you're one of the 4 people that ever watches. So that's cool.
I do enjoy having it going. So.
Yeah, for work especially.
Yeah,
nice.
especially. It's really nice.
Same here with work, definitely.
It does not work for my job, but
sitting around talking shit and watching video games. It's the best.
God bless Twitch.
Yeah, indeed.
So how you can get a hold of the show? Well, we have an actual website, which is GameandMoviePodcast.com, which it's a portal to any of the episodes, whether it be on YouTube, SoundCloud, or anything else that we post to. It also has the iTunes link. We appreciate 5-star ratings and, upvotes and shares and everything that you guys have been doing. It really does help out, even though it seems like such a small gesture. Yeah, other than that, you can find us on YouTube. We have a channel there. We have a Facebook page. We're on Twitter. For some reason, we're on
MySpace?
no, no. Fuck. What is that?
Friendster.
Damn. No. Oh, I can't even fuck. Tumblr. For some reason, we're on Tumblr. Okay. I don't know if you're into that.
Oh fuck my Tumblr.
And you can also email us at gameandmoviehellyeah@gmail.com. Throw us any sort of correspondence. We'll address it on the next episode of the show. But other than that...
Yeah. Oh, follow me on Twitter. Real Tabman.
What is it? Tabman.
Real Tabman.
Nice.
At the Real Tabman.
Yeah.
Wait, they're fake Tabmans?
There is one guy who's an egg who has Tabman.
Don't fucking follow him.
No, please don't.
Fuck him.
Might as well just throw some garbage at Trevor. And yeah, Trevor, fuck off.
Why? Why? That was totally unprovoked.
Yeah, straight up eat a dick.
Just mostly because I want you to come back on here and do another episode. So you can come back at me. And
one thing that we are going to be doing, Trevor and I back here, is the ABCs of NES, which is going to be a new series. And we're going to tackle all of the NES games by letter. So that's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for our new series, Sandwich and a Song.
Yes.
Coming soon.
We're going to record the first episode tonight.
Yeah. Even though we're fresh out of sandwiches.
And songs.
We can just fucking pantomime sandwich and song.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So long, meatbags.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.